Yep, you bet we're taking a look at a boy love. Now, I should point out before we begin that, yes, obviously, this is an anime with gay characters and scenes, so if that's not your thing, or you're homophobic, please don't watch this video as I don't want negative comments here. Anyway, The Stranger by the Shore. This is going to be interesting. Welcome to an anime episode of TAG, Tech Anime Games. In this video, I'll be discussing my thoughts on the entire movie, while also including reactions to specific scenes, and of course reviewing it in the process, which means that this video will contain spoilers. So without further delay, let's get into it. I think I was just randomly browsing through Instagram when I saw people talking about this and I had no idea what it was. When I researched it and found out it was a boy love movie, I thought, interesting. And since I've seen Given and thoroughly enjoyed that, I decided to give it a watch. Now I actually have categories that I'll be rating out of 10 in all the videos I do in this format, and those are the following: art/animation, characters, music, story/plot, and then finally the overall/average score. So let's start off with the story/plot. The Stranger by the Shore was a story I found kind of interesting. Not only did a lot of things take me by surprise, but what I wasn't expecting was the interesting twists and turns that the characters went through. I think what threw me off was when I read about the characters and then saw that they were 20 and 27, and then saw this scene at the beginning, I thought, what? There is no way. Until I realized that, yes, we started from the beginning. But the way we suddenly transitioned to them being older, so I think in this scene Mio looks to be probably about 16, maybe 17, and then... What? 20? You see, that's the thing with this story. So it's based around a 1-volume manga that had a 4-volume sequel. Now I didn't read those, so I definitely came into this blind, and since the movie adapts these volumes, I'm not sure specifically which ones, but I know that it does adapt them. Anyway, basically, it wasn't done very well, and the reason I say that was because of what I mentioned with the age. This movie had way too many cuts and jumped all over the place, and I found the beginning of the movie to be quite difficult to follow, often finding myself wondering, wait, but why, and but he, and yeah, you get the point. Now obviously I can't provide an opinion as someone who has read the manga, sorry about that, but to add more to what I've just said, I find the story also just threw a lot of stuff at you, expecting you to understand what's going on at every second. Now some things were explained. For example, we learn that Mio's parents are no longer with him, and Shun has his parents on another island. But then, all of a sudden, his father isn't well? Okay. Then this girl, whose name I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce, shows up and... Oh hell no. But throughout the story, Shun just... Let me just react to some scenes here. Obviously I've seen these and they're scripted, I just need to make that clear. But anyway. Shun! Oh, you know, I don't know if I get you, Shun. Not yet, anyway. You see, that's why I have mixed emotions. Because, fair enough, now I get why he doesn't want to go back. But, let's just move on. So, you can obviously tell that I really couldn't find a side to him at all. He went from sweet and innocent to just cold-blooded and cold-hearted within seconds, and had a lot of drama, which was just explained in such random places that I felt I couldn't keep up with how I felt about him. Now, in the middle of the movie, the story kind of evens out, and we do start to learn a bit more about why Shun is like this. But I think it's just the way it was presented was what made it difficult to find a side to Shun. Now, if anything, I felt sorry for Mio. If he was experiencing it like this, I can only imagine how he was feeling. They really shouldn't have tried to compress too much into 1 hour. They seriously should have made this a series, but I wouldn't be surprised if some executive decision said, no, it wouldn't be worth it or something. I'm not sure. But anyway, I think I've rambled about this enough. So for story, sorry, but it gets an underwhelming 5 out of 10. It was just way too confusing at times. Now don't get me wrong, there were some heartwarming moments and I think it was cute at times. But really, the pacing and storytelling should not have been compressed into a 1 hour movie. So I think this brings me nicely onto the characters. Wow, I don't know what to say, but they just weren't written well at all. Now, Mio, cute, innocent, and did nothing wrong. He was a bit forceful at times, I think, but I'm not going to say that's a major fault since you could argue it's love or something cheesy like that. I don't know, but Shun? What did they do to him? Seriously, he was way too confusing. One moment he was all lovey-dovey, but when he grew up, he just turned so moody and became just plain mean at times. Now, of course, he was also dealing with a lot of mental issues with past experiences, so fair enough, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt with that. But he was just ignoring everything that Mio was literally shoving in his face, like his dick, and just gave people a cold shoulder. But when he felt like it, oh yeah, he's all over Mio and just wants him for himself. Oh? Oh. Oh, okay. I don't think I can show this on YouTube. Geez. Try not to swallow each other. Yeah. So characters get a 7 out of 10. Mio is a saving grace here, but Shun just wasn't written well at all. The girl, which, once again, the name I'm not even going to try and pronounce, that comes over to Shun, okay, fair enough, I suppose, this gives us a bit of conflict. But it was just, oh yeah, I'm here to say your father is seriously ill, and to see what you're up to. Oh, you're giving me the cold shoulder now. Okay, well I'll leave then. Bye, and time for sex. We're all good now. End of movie. Sorry to be blunt, but I'd rather that than just say everything was cute when that wasn't really the realistic outlook on it at all. Also, I think cats had more screen time than the actual characters. Look at all these times cats were the main focus on the screen. Now I like cats, but yeah, it doesn't matter. Let's move on. Now before we get on to the next section, I just want to talk about the fact that this movie includes the very serious problem that still occurs in the world, and that's basically people being homophobic, or just judging unnecessarily. And there were a couple of scenes, mainly these two.
もしかしてホモなんじゃね？うわ、俺席隣なんだけど。やべえじゃん。やられちゃうかも。
I didn't realize these guys were some people on the internet.
お願いします。
Oh, you. Why does it matter to you? Now, I'm obviously not going to turn this into one of those videos, but I do appreciate the fact that, well, this movie gave me something else to be angry about, because it really gets me any time anyone judges or makes fun of people at all, really. Not just LGBT+, everyone. But anyway, this will start getting political, so let's move on. So let's take a break and look at something that will actually get a good rating here. Art/animation. One of the huge positives of this movie is its art and animation. It just looks gorgeous. Blue Links are known for making boy love anime/movies. Given is a good example here. So of course you can expect good quality here, and boy did they do it. Seriously, a lot of shots could be a desktop background or a painting. It was absolutely stunning. Now, I'm not an artist, so there isn't much more to say other than great shading, lighting, and colours. So art/animation might save the overall here, as it gets a 10 out of 10. Music. I don't know if I have much to say here about music, as I don't think I can say I heard it enough to make a comment about it. So I'll just leave it at that. The background music was nice at times, but I'm not going to give it a score here since, as I said, I haven't heard enough of it to make a judgment. Overall/average. So the actual average is 7.3333333, which I'll round down to 7 out of 10. Now, I'm as surprised as you, but as I said, I think the character section and art and animation saved it there a bit. This movie was nice at times, very pretty, nicely designed characters, but just not written as well, unfortunately. And of course, the story/plot was the thing that ruined it, sadly. And I think the lesson here is that you shouldn't try to compress anything down like this. Now, the movie wasn't absolutely awful. As I said, it was nice at times. Although I did feel as though they either should have made the movie longer or made this a series rather than try and compress all this down into 1 hour. Because where you could argue it was meant for the manga readers, that's not something you can say about any anime. There are going to be people out there who don't read manga who want to get in on the series. But sadly, from what I've read online and experienced myself, it seems this movie did not live up to the manga. Now, would I recommend it to someone if they asked me? Well, yes, because as I said, it's not awful, but might be a bit confusing at times. And if you're looking for a boy love, then I'd say, sure, go for it. Thanks for watching. Please leave your feedback down below as there's always room for improvement. And if you've seen this movie, share your thoughts down below. Please feel free to check out the rest of my channel before you subscribe as I don't just make this kind of content. Thank you once again, and I hope to speak to you in my next video. Goodbye for now.